The title of our article is The Fears and Anxieties of Gifted Learners by Renee T. Lamont. The abstract of our article states that research indicates there may be a relationship between gifted learners and insomnia, fear, and anxiety. This article discusses current research on Dabrowski's overexcitabilities, asynchronous development, perfectionistic tendencies, and common fears of gifted learners. Suggestions for parents and teachers of gifted children are offered to help gifted learners deal with these issues.
According to Dabrowski, there are 5 overexcitabilities that are characteristic of our gifted children. Students with psychomotor overexcitability are our students with high level of energy. They remain focused on a particular subject for a long period of time, and they have to always do something new.
Sensual overexcitability happens in kids that have a heightened sense of smell or taste or hearing. A lot of times these kids are unable to fall asleep at night due to anxieties because of their heightened senses. Students displaying intellectual overexcitability feel the need to understand the more complex issues and the deeper meanings in life. And usually that can lead to anxieties. For instance, if an elementary student is experiencing death for the first time of, let's say, a pet, they can have anxiety based on not seeing that pet anymore and realizing that they won't see it anymore and wondering where it is.
Students who display imagination overexcitability become engrossed in their own imaginary world. They create languages, and because they become so involved in these imaginary worlds, it allows them to imagine the worst possible situation, and it's hard for them to control their anxiety and their fears because of this.
Emotional overexcitability. Most significant in regards to fear and anxieties, indicated by common concern for others, timidity, shyness, fear and anxiety, and difficulty adjusting, perceive life with intense emotions and reactions.
One other thing that Lamont notes in her research and in this article is that there's a difference between gifted boys and gifted girls and what they experience as far as fear and anxiety goes. So as you see, boys experience fear by bodily injury, school failure, nightmares, and imaginary creatures. Girls, these are kind of more stereotypical, I guess. Dark, strange sights and sounds, being kidnapped, dirt, and animals.
Things parents can do at home to help alleviate their gifted child's fears and anxieties. Structure and routine, flexibility, meditation, realistic expectations, model positive thinking, focus on the present, express feelings, and use humor.
We have a few tips for teachers. We can celebrate the differences in our gifted children. This allows them to realize that it's okay to be different, because that's what makes us special. Having mentors for our students is very beneficial, and it reduces the anxiety that they have and the pressures that are put on them. And we can teach different philosophies of life. Teaching them things that Socrates and Plato talk about is beneficial, because then they see that there are different views to life, and it alleviates some of the anxiety that they have about their own thoughts about the way life should be.
3 other tips we have for teachers are grouping, where we will group gifted students together. And this does not only help them academically, but it helps them socially too. It helps them to be with someone else, to talk about their fears and the things that they're going through. Networking. In this instance, we are grouping gifted students with other gifted students from other geographical locations. This way they see that they're not the only ones who are like this. There are other students who are just like them and have the same fears and anxieties that they do in other different areas of the world. And teaching problem-solving skills not only helps the students in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom, because in this case, we give them coping strategies they can use to help their anxieties and the fears that they have.
Conclusion, everyone experiences fear and anxieties, but research shows that gifted students experience it much more than our regular education students. But we have several tips to help us and help our students cope with these fears and anxieties.